1, Evan Frost. 149, Panero Johnson. 157, Jacob Frost. 165, Connor Uten. 174, MJ Guyton. 184, Isaac Dean. 197, CJ Carter. And then heavyweight will be either Younger Bastida or McCray Haggerty. And now, Kyvan, got some keys for us here tonight.
Yeah, for me, the keys to victory for the Kearney Lopers are believe in self. You know, you're coming into a program that's established. They didn't have maybe the best year at Iowa State last year that they would have liked due to some injuries and some other different things. But you got to believe in self and you got to trust your coaching staff. The biggest thing between a coach and athlete relationship is that trust. And so if they believe in themselves, they trust their coaching staff, and they wrestle around and find out, WAFO, they'll be fine. They'll be really good to go. And then for Iowa State, Hilton is home. You got to protect home court or home mat in this situation, and you got to impose your will and take control. You want to take control right away at the start of each of these matches. The Lopers are going to come out. They're going to be energetic. They're going to be ready to go. 3 years ago they came in, or 4 years ago they came in here in 2021. The dual meet was lopsided in terms of team score, 38-4. This year they're coming off Division II national championship as a team, right?
Yeah.
But they've been dual tested, so I'm really excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, looking at these two wrestlers here at 125, Caleb Coyle spent 3 years at Oregon State prior to his time with the Lopers. This is his second year at Nebraska Kearney. The Lopers had a match last week, or a couple weeks ago, I should say, against Southeast Community College, 42-1 after a point was reducted. And Coyle won by major decision, 10-1 the score there. On the flip side, Poulin, one of the transfers for the Cyclones from Northern Colorado, ranked 7th in his weight class. He's a 3-time NCAA qualifier, and last year he was an All-American.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone knows, but you know, Steve-O was a household name growing up as a kid, and he's been really an elite talent. Rolled through right there, looked for a Granby, and oh man, now he's getting his opponent stretched out. Coyle was definitely in some pain. You can see that when that shoulder gets over that head. Definitely uncomfortable. Pulling with the legs in, and he's absolutely vicious, and this is what made him an All-American.
And like I said, All-American last year. He's qualified for the NCAA tournament 3 consecutive seasons, 23 through 2025, and was a Big 12 champion at Northern Colorado a couple seasons ago. Iowa State really used the transfer portal this season to bolster their roster on top of getting a lot of bodies back from injury.
Yeah. And that's just the name of the game nowadays. Everyone's using it, from the #1 teams in the country to the teams that are trying to build. Is you got to go really strategically look and see what is out there so that you can add to your roster, as well as continue to develop the talent that you already have inside your room. Beautiful front headlock position right here. And as you can see, Steve-O's looking to put that pressure into the balls of the feet of Coyle and then run that corner. And now he's running it really nicely, but he's got that ankle hook briefly. Coyle did a good job defending right there. See, he's trying to bounce that head off the mat, and then we're going to go to a stalemate right there.
Obviously 3-1 here in the opening period of 125. Early takedown for Poulin. Got him on the board right away.
And one of the really good things that Poulin does is when he takes a shot, he always comes up and he's looking for either an underhook or another tie to get to his offense. And so when you watch his hand placement, if he takes a shot, he's coming up and he's making sure that hand is being placed in a way that he can either steer and move his opponent, or he can go off for his attacks.
Closing in here on the final 30 seconds of this first period. And really a nice job from Coyle, like you said, defending. Gave up that takedown right away, but he's held off Poulin for the majority of this period.
Yeah, found a way to get back to his feet, get that escape point. Those points are always big. You know, 15 seconds left in the period. Poulin, is he going to be able to find another opportunity to score? Or is Coyle going to continue to be able to hold him off? He's using that over-tie snap really well, Coyle is, for the Lopers.
Buzzer will sound there on the first period. And a look at that takedown from Poulin out of the gates.
Yeah, got to that body lock situation, followed the hips well, and then threw those legs in.
For both sides, what did you like out of that first period?
Well, I like the aggressiveness to start. This is Pullen's first match, and he's getting right back to it. Nice dump. Looking for a dump attempt. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh, that was nice from Coyle. That was a beautiful dump attempt. Goes fake, looks for it. Shot's not there, then goes dump. That was beautiful wrestling right there from Coyle, pulling up to his feet. Now it's going to be a 5-4. We didn't even get to talk about the first period. They got right back to the action. This is awesome. I love watching the little guys scrap because they just seem like sometimes they have a little bit more energy.
Yeah. Yeah, both starts to both the first and second periods have been great. Obviously, the Poulin takedown in the first, and then they trade blows here in the second. Or even for a bit before the escape out of Poulin.
Yeah, and you see right there that ankle's being hit a little bit, and he's doing a good job. But now he got to that far ankle, and that's probably going to be a takedown right there. Yep, he did a really good job. So he snapped. If you can, when we get a replay on that, when he snapped, you got to that front ankle or that near ankle, and then he was able to re-snap, block that arm, and get to that far ankle, and you don't have the ability to really navigate anymore when that far ankle's captured.
Under 30 here in the second. Poulin trying to find a way to rack up some more points before the buzzer.
Yeah, and he also just had that riding time point, or that riding time climb over. Oh, bow and arrow action coming. This is where it can get painful for Coyle on bottom. Oh, man. That's a great bow and arrow action. But Coyle able to hold him off, not give up any points. He might feel that a little bit tomorrow.
And a look there at the top 8 wrestlers in 125. Poulin ranked 7th. A ton of Cyclones ranked. Both sides have a bunch of wrestlers ranked. Coyle unranked in Division II, but you'll see a plethora of ranked D2 wrestlers coming up here for the Lopers throughout tonight's duel.
Yeah, and Poulin really trying to get some things started, looking to start to impose his will maybe with the hand fight. We're a takedown match, though. We're a one-score match right now. 8-5 lead. Riding time not locked up. See that left hand of Poulin? He has that collar tie.
What would be the big thing for Coyle to trying to find a way to draw even here?
Well, what worked? You know, he went duck under attempt to a dump that worked, and I think you got to look for it again, or you got to look for something that you're gonna come back. You're gonna go one way, come back the other. Nice duck under attempt, and he gets a stall call at the same point. A stall and a takedown. Wow, that was beautiful.
Big move there from Poulin, obviously. Gives himself some cushion here in the final minute.
Yeah, now it's a major decision territory. Gotta get his head out of there. Great job defending right now momentarily from Coyle, but he pops that head out, captures that leg.
And just like you said, bumps up to that major decision territory if he holds firm here with that 8-point advantage.
Oh yeah, he's holding firm. that leg is caught up. Riding time's locked up. Did a really beautiful job of pouring it on late, and I think that's one of the maybe mindset things of this program that Kevin Dresser's tried, and the staff has worked diligently to instill. Nice big lift right there and a mat return.
And that will do it for the first match between Poulin and Coyle. It's going to go to Steve-O, the senior transfer, who will win by major decision.
Yeah, beautiful job in his Hilton debut. 15-6. Held his own, really poured it on late. And that's what you want to see from your veteran guys, to come out, score points. He scored right away, dealt with some adversity, giving up a takedown, responded to that adversity with going in, scoring, you know, a few more takedowns. Didn't get any back points, but I know he was looking for him the whole time.
Yeah, this is a look at some of the top 8 wrestlers in 133 for Division II. Zach Arata coming up for Nebraska Kearney in that territory. He is a 2-time All-American, placed as the runner-up in the NCAA championships a season ago, whereas Kyvan mentioned early in the broadcast, the Lopers are the defending D2 champs, and kind of a crazy run for them. They had a 52-point win at Nationals, which is one of the largest all-time in Division II. So, you know, that team was legit last season, and they brought back a ton of talent, including 6 All-Americans and national qualifiers from last season. Arata, he's one of the 6.
Yes, and that's the thing. March, it's those minutes in March that really solidify everything for a program. You can have an amazing dual season. You can have an amazing conference postseason. And if March doesn't go your way, you feel a little bit sour, you know, like, man, I feel like we left something, or we didn't get that stone turned over, or maybe we didn't make sure the guys got enough rest. It's about March. Everything is essentially practice and preparation to build up for those moments and give yourself the best opportunity to have an amazing outcome.
And on the flip side of this 133 matchup, it's the freshman Carter Pearson from Southeast Polk High School, was the ranked 107 nationally by Matt Scouts coming out of high school. He won a state championship in 2024, was the runner-up last season in Class 3A, and had a very impressive 82-2 record over his final 2 seasons with the Rams.
Yeah, and he's shown it, I think, great growth from what I've seen from him, just in demeanor, poise. And this is a great first test, you know. Now in college wrestling, right, these freshmen, or true freshmen, they have 5 matches they can get.
Yeah.
So they have opportunities to wrestle in that environment. There's about, what do you think, like 5,000 people here?
It's a good crowd here tonight.
Beautiful crowd here for the first home dual meet of the season to support the Cyclone fans. And that's part of why a young person would want to come to Iowa State right now, is the crowd turnout for a duel on a Friday night versus a Division II school that is as highly touted as the UNK Lopers.
Yeah, and something you're not going to see a whole lot during wrestling season was tailgating coming into Hilton outside, which was pretty unique to see coming into Hilton tonight.
Nice snap right there. Goes to the shuck, gets the go behind. And now he's looking to keep that pressure on Arata. Continue to pinch on that head, looking for like a cradle type action, but just making him carry that weight, right?
Kind of similar start to the 125 match. Have the early takedown from the Cyclones, quick escape, 3-1 here as we head into the final minute. That was the score going into the second period between Coyle and Poulin.
And one of the best things that you can do when you're a freshman, sophomore, senior, whatever age you are, is, especially with the riding time point, you get a takedown, you ride for 15, 20-second clips. And Carter Pearson already showing some great maturity, getting a 26-second riding time start. And that builds, that wears on your opponent, takes a little bit of energy out of them.
Final 30 here of the first period at 133. And Iowa State scored the 14 points off the major decision from Poulin.
Nice single. Arata able to step out of that. That's great. Great awareness from both guys right there. Pearson looking to score at the end of the period. Arata able to defend that, and that's why he's an All-American.
talked a couple times about, first we'll look at that takedown from Pearson.
That snap goes to the underhook, throw by, and just moves those feet. Really great awareness from that young man, Pearson.
Going back to something you talked about a lot in that first period was the defense of Orada. I mean, he's a very veteran wrestler. What did you like specifically of him fending off Pearson a couple times?
Well, he was big with his club hand, his left side hand, not left side hand. His left hand was a big club hand. He was looking to get to that angle, but it was more so just he held good position. That one time he got out of position, Pearson really made him pay for it. Pearson on his haunches right now, so he's not able to keep that weight on him. And right up, he's looking like he wants to keep that leg. Looking like he's going to want to go for a mat return. Nice big trip. Crowd gives him some love. Yeah. And there you go. That's a 40-second ride situation. Good awareness right there from the young man. 50 seconds of riding that he just did right there, or maybe keeps that ankle. Clubs underneath the knee, kicks it out, boom. It's great work.
1:12 left here in the second.
Oh, he's looking for a cradle. That takes a lot of energy.
Another escape there for Orada. Like you said, Kyvan, though, that riding time at 1:25 for Pearson.
Pearson staying outside on that with that right hand. Love to see him come inside and fire off some of those attacks I saw him do in high school. He has definitely an array of attacks that he can do to both sides. There it goes. Orada looking for the scramble right here. They're in the waterfall position. Pearson's looking to come through. Orada's looking to kick out. He's going to have to free up that leg. He's going to want to put that leg to his left hip. Pearson is. But we might be going to a stalemate here depending. I think they're kind of making that gentleman's agreement. Nope. The ref. Okay.
Almost looks like there is going to be a change there. But a tight one, 3-2. So both sides. Obviously, Pearson has been in front from the jump. Orada's kind of felt like he's been close to making that move. What does he have to do to take the lead and get an advantage on top of Pearson?
Well, this is where you find out about a young freshman right here. Is his top position. Is Orada seemed really confident once Pearson decided to choose down. I think just from a developmental perspective, that shows you he's been in the room, since June or July probably, and he's probably had his lumps of getting up with the Frost brothers, Johnson, Etchemandia. Like, there's just an array of people around that weight class that have made sure that he's ready to go, and the coaches felt confident in making that decision in competition. And so he's going to really have to break the posture of Pearson. Orada is, if he's going to want to give himself a chance. Riding time isn't locked up. Nice shot. Head inside, knee pull. He's up to his feet. Now he's got that foot on that left hip. That's a great job right there. He's going to collect that. He's got the whizzer in. There's nothing. Oh, he gives up to the three-point takedown. Now he builds up. Now this is where the adversity becomes real. He's a little high right there, Orada is. He's looking to, Pearson's looking to shake him off, but he hasn't got him off all the way quite yet. But he's looking, now we're in a situation, looking for a reversal, and he's going to get it. Now is the time. That's great adversity right there. He wants the count. The coaches from Kearney want the count. They're going to get it. Okay.
Big move, though.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Here, he just shakes him off. Was that Taylor Swift song?
Shake it off, yeah.
Yep, shakes him off. Okay. 33 seconds left, a minute and 2 riding time in favor of Pearson. So essentially it is 7-5. If Pearson can ride out, he'll win. But if he gets to his feet, It'll be 7-6. Pearson's going to have to be careful here because he does have that stall call. All right, now he goes to that waterfall position. Now he's going to have to, this is crucial. Can you hold position and defend?
6-6, final 20 seconds here. Like I said, riding time still in favor of Pearson. Going into the final 10.
Riding time is now locked up. There's going to be another attack right here from Murata. Pearson holding on. And
got it by decision, yeah. Big time for Pearson, and you said it. You'll learn about a freshman in that third period. What did you like about him, especially facing a couple facets of adversity?
I think he just showed great composure. Just showed great composure. This is a different environment. There's a few more people in here. They got big fire things right behind us that make me warm, you know? And they got bumper at Iowa State, and so got to see how he trained, how he approached things. And those opportunities really just give you an opportunity to watch. You know, you don't have to say much. You just get to observe, and I think those moments are crucial in development.
Yeah. Here's some Ice Ice Baby here in Hilton. We said it's a warm night, but it's starting to cool off as Evan Frost coming up at 141. He'll be taking on Joseph Arola for the Lopers. Number 4, as you can see, in Division 2 for Arola. He was an All-American last season and placed 4th at the NCAA Championships. For him in his match against Southeast Community College, won by decision. And you'll see here Evan Frost make his way on to the mat. Junior last year, 22-6 record. He's a 2-time NCAA qualifier, like you said earlier in the broadcast. An All-American a couple seasons ago for Evan Frost.
Yes, sir. And just a extremely talented individual, works extremely hard. And, you know, for me, I think one of the things that's cool about talent is people have different talents. I think Evan and Jacob's, some of their talents are the ability to work and sustain.
Yeah.
Hard work over an extended period of time. Great shot right there. And it looks like we're probably going to go to stalemate right here.
Now for Evan Frost, last year wrestled at 133. What is kind of the challenge for him going up that extra weight class?
Well, according to Coach Dresser, it's going to be nutritioning himself back down to 133. And it's just one of those things, you know, they're twins, right? One of them is wrestling at 149 pounds. The other one's at 133. They're identical twins.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough for them to make that weight. Nice slide by right there. He's going to have to get that hand to touch to get that 3 points. But great job from Arola. He's doing a great job right there, navigating that situation. Uh-oh, it's getting sticky. Now he's looking to run around. Nothing there. Great action right here from both of these young men, just scrapping and competing. One of the things my dad told me when I was coming off an injury and I was supposed to be making 197 pounds, I weighed about 240. He's like, you gotta learn to push away from the plate, son. Wasn't very good at it. Nice single right there, and he's got it elevated. Gonna look to climb for it. Oh, looks for a roll right there. Beautiful job right there. And then Frost able to follow it nicely.
So for the third time tonight, it's Iowa State who jumps out to the lead in the first period via a takedown. We had 3-1 scores at 125 and 133 after one. We'll see if that happens once again, and Arola is able to get an escape before heading into the second. Right now, that riding time going up a lot here for Frost, pushing up towards 30 seconds.
And one of the, what we were talking about when in regards to, you know, the adjustment from 133 to 141 is just finding your tempo and your pace. You know, from what I've seen, the Frost brothers both wrestle at a pretty high and consistent pace. Looking for a roll through right there. A roll up to his feet. Frost able to follow nicely. He collects that far knee, slows down that.
Look here at Frost's takedown.
Transitions that leg over to that left hip and goes and climbs up. Keeps that shoulder right below the butt. Roller look to roll, was unable to find anything right there, but Frost followed nicely as we're going to start that second period with 1:05 riding time.
Quick escape there for Frost, and less than 10 seconds came off of the riding time in favor of Iowa State and Evan Frost.
Ooh. Looks for a cradle. Got to the single. Roller looked to defend, and now cradle's coming. Nothing. Now in front headlock position. He's got that near ankle. Is he going to be able to follow that up? Roller has some really good flexibility and mobility, making Frost work for every single thing. That front headlock position is the most scored in position in wrestling. And, you know, Roller wasn't giving up those easy points, and that's super important, especially in a matchup with a high-quality person like Evan Frost. Great mat awareness right there. I agree with the ref on that. That's a good action call. Man, but he's making them work. He's making them work in every single of those front headlock situations. We'll see how that holds up as the match continues on.
40 seconds left here in the second. Again, Frost got his takedown in the first, and the escape here in the second.
He's going to look to, earlier in the match, we saw him get that leg over to the left side and then work up. He's going to be able to do the same exact thing.
Frost gets his second takedown of the match.
And that's when you look at body language, you can see the body language maybe shift a little bit after that takedown. Roller was defending very well in those front headlock situations, and that takes a ton of energy.
So 7-0 in favor of Evan Frost. A big advantage here heading into the third and final period. You know, you did say, that Arola did a really nice job kind of not making it easy on Frost, but, nonetheless, Evan Frost has still been able to jump up to, a big 7-point lead, and the riding time is on his side. He can continue to push that forward here.
And anytime you're in these situations, right, when you're in the hand fight, it's another shot right there from Frost, and he's looking for a back trip. Beautiful job right there. Got to the leg, got up to his feet.
Frost has really dominated this one start to finish here. Still 1.5 minutes left. But obviously trying to hold on to that major decision. Essentially up by 9 right now with that riding time all locked up.
Yeah, and it's right here. It's looking for opportunities to go feet to back. Bad shot right there. Now he's looking to run. And this is where you just keep forcing that, getting back to that front headlock position and looking to overwhelm your opponent and make him make a bad decision. You see he's pushing on that head, looking to see if he can get that hand to pop up and maybe go to an opportunity, because you're not thinking as clearly now. You're just like reacting. Another stall call. Just A great pace right here put on from Frost. And he shelves it on that far hip. Now he's looking again. You know, you can just, yeah, it's starting to wear on the young man. Another escape, and he's trying to get, he's in that major territory. Now he's in that tech fall situation, short time, and he's able to collect.
It is tech fall for Evan Frost. And just a great performance from Frost.
Yeah, Frost did an amazing, look at, just overwhelming the hand fight, faking, going from the ties, pulling on the head to legs, and he gets that takedown. A little extra activity after the whistle, just letting them know I came here to dominate, and I did. And it reminds me of the conversation I was able to have earlier this week with Coach Jensen, and just talking about, you come to these opportunities to learn, right? Like you take these types of duels to learn, to expose yourself. And when I think about exposure and what that means is, you take this to get feedback. Exposure is evidence. Failure is feedback. How can we use these opportunities to be where we want to be those 2 days in March, which is on the top of the podium? And because they don't shy away from Division I competition, because they go to these opens looking for Division I competitions, they get a ton of evidence and a ton of feedback that when they get tested at the Division II level, they're ready to go dominate.
Yeah. Obviously, second meeting here between Iowa State and Nebraska Kearney, with that initial one coming back in 2021 with the Cyclones reigning victorious 38-4. Saw there the lone win came at 165. Got a couple more before we get there, as it will be Brady Collins for the Lopers, who had a pin in his first match of the season a couple of weeks ago, taking on Venero Johnson, #2 at the 149 weight class. A two-time Big 12 champion, one of those coming last season for Johnson, and he'll look to add on to the 12-0 lead for Iowa State, as we're through 3 of 10 matches, onto the 4th here between Collins and Johnson.
Nice single right there, and he's able to build up, actually to the opposite side of the body.
They're gonna get a quick takedown there for Johnson in the opening 20 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Takedown there for Collins. An aggressive start by both of these wrestlers here at 149, Kyvan.
Yeah, you like to see it. Panero came out, got a takedown right away, and Collins said, you know, you won't be the only one scoring. And those are great. Again, just dealing with adversity early in the season is just a great opportunity to just get awareness on where you're at. Straight shot from Collins. Front headlock situation right here from Johnson. But yeah, it's just a great opportunity to get awareness. Like, okay, I can go score. If I'm coming in here as Collins, right, unseeded, Panero Johnson's ranked #2 in the country, and I'm able to go take down a guy that's ranked #2 in the country at Division I, straight double right there from Johnson, nothing there, great defense by Collins. It's like, okay, if I can put together 7 minutes of that, I'll be in a really good situation.
Yeah. And like you said, these are the type of opportunities that you can learn from. I wouldn't necessarily say like a measuring stick of who you are or who you can be, but like you said, it's, you know, these are big, you know, matches in order to kind of build yourself up going forward. And for them, the hope for them is to defend their national title, win a 6-1 all-time for the Lopers. And the interesting thing with Collins, we talked about it earlier, there was 6 returning All-Americans and national qualifiers from last season. Collins was not one of them. He's one of the two that's looking to fill in. One of the ones was at 125 with Coyle, who we saw earlier. And here's Collins at 149 trying to add to this Lopers roster here in the 2025-2026 season.
Yeah, I believe Collins' brother signed at Wyoming. Some Colorado boys.
Yeah. Collins from Ray, Colorado. It's like both guys are just going to let this one go here in the first. So they trade takedowns. Kind of in takeaways from first period. Both guys get a couple of good takedowns.
Nice rundown right here. He's able to switch off to the other side, come up and collect right there from Johnson, and get that takedown. But Collins didn't wait long. He goes and fires off his own attack, builds up, and goes and collects his takedown. Both guys were able to get back up to the feet. Riding time not a factor as of now. But Collins is going to start down, and Johnson's going to be on top, looking for a beautiful switch. Great work right there by Collins. And he's coming to scrap. He's not taking a back seat. Nice single again from Johnson, and he's up to his feet. Looks for a club right there. Switches that leg over to the opposite side, looking for a trip, and he's able to collect. Big lift right there. Collins did a great job of just navigating that, didn't give up a big mat return.
The two takedowns for Johnson separates him here in the second, a minute and a half. Collins will get another escape, make this 7-6.
And what I love is both of these guys are putting effort, a little bit of effort into riding, but the other guy is just like, no, like I'm not going to be held down. And I think that's one of the biggest things that can happen in a folk style wrestling match is someone's ability to hold you down.
Five seconds left here in the second. Both guys trying to make a last move before heading into the third. Johnson on the attack, and he gets the takedown. Nice move.
Now 32 seconds left. Do you? Uh-oh, he lets him go. Collins looking for a fire off an attack. Nothing there. Uh-oh, got himself extended. Now he's looking to run the corner, but he's running waist. You can't do that, but they're back up to his feet.
And we'll head to the third with Johnson up by 3, 10-7. This one has been a great one at 149.
Yeah, both of these guys are looking to score points. No one's taking a back seat.
See there, Paniro Johnson ranked second at 149 in Division I. Iowa State overall as a team ranked 6 to begin the season.
Johnson up right away. Three takedowns from Johnson. Riding time still not a factor. Nice re-attack right there from Collins. Oh, looking for a blast double. Oh my goodness.
Johnson's had a couple of great moves on Collins. Lets him go again.
Uh-oh, here. Oh man, I was like, gonna have to be careful there. It looked like he wanted to fire off another one. Uh-oh. And this is right. Like this is that last minute of the match. We saw it earlier tonight.
Johnson trying to replicate essentially the same thing that Frost did, pile up a ton of takedowns in the third. He's got 2 so far, 50 seconds remaining. Currently sitting on a major decision.
Eight-point lead. No riding time. Shot right there from Collins. Nice attack, but Collins able to evade.
Final 20 between Collins and Johnson. And that +8 right now would give Johnson the major decision. Collins, kind of a last-ditch effort. Final 5. And Johnson, they call it 17-9. And Iowa State continues to separate here over Nebraska Kearney. Winner by major decision there for Iowa State, 16-0.
Years ago, right now, you have the program in a situation where you have another opportunity to get back to the heights of Iowa State wrestling that the fans have all appreciated so much, and they've really invested in, you know, supporting through the Cyclone Regional Training Center, all those different things. And so a person that can speak the language of that has really helped shape the way Iowa State wrestling is viewed over the past, 9 seasons.
Yeah, and when you talked about kind of getting Iowa State back to what they expect, we had mentioned a very injury-ridden season last year. They got a ton of pieces back, and they have 7 All-Americans on their roster to begin this season, their most since the 1983 season. But taking a look here at the top 10 at Division II, Nebraska Kearney stands at the top. Number 1, as we've said multiple times, the defending D2 champs from a season ago. That was their 5th overall national title at the Division II level. Obviously, a lot of pieces returned from that team a season ago, and they bolstered their roster. You'll see them later on here in a couple of weight classes at 174, but the Wrestler of the Year at the JUCO level will come up at 174, but for now it's 165, which will feature Trenton Munoz for the Lopers. 28 record for him last season. He's ranked number 7. Or sorry, check that. We're on 157. Let me backtrack a second. It'll be Cale Robb to begin. He's number 9 in D2, a 14-14 record for him last season. Was a national qualifier, and he'll be taking on, at 157, Vinny Zerbin. Zerbin came with Poulin from Northern Colorado. Actually, check that. It will be Frost, my mistake. So it will be the other half of the Frost twins. Jacob Frost coming up here at 157. Jacob Frost, 33-9. Last year, an NCAA qualifier, an All-American, and placed 4th at the Big 12 Championship. So both the Frost brothers wrestling up a weight class here tonight. Frost listed at 133. You saw him at 141. And then Jacob at 149, at 157 here tonight. Like you said, Kyvan, just kind of funny, the differences in the weight classes for them for 2 identical twins.
Absolutely, and that's the crazy thing about wrestling. And we've seen it in the Iowa State lineup before with Trent and Travis Paulson back in the day. If you're an Iowa State historian, the brothers got to find, how to figure it out. And this young man, Cale Robb, is part of a brother duo, not a twin brother duo, but his older brother, Peyton Robb, was a Nebraska Cornhusker. Nice takedown right there from Frost. Just great counter offense. Defends and goes right into the opportunity to solidify his own score.
Rob had a pin in their first match of the season. Riding time going up early for Jacob Frost here after corralling the initial takedown. So far through 5 weight classes, Iowa State has gotten the opening takedown in every single match. Only time they've trailed it all at any point was at 133 when Orada got a 1-point advantage at 5-4 over top of Pearson. Obviously saw Carter Pearson come back to win it 7-6. The only decision here tonight, we've had 2 major decisions at 125 and 149, and then the tech fall at 141 from the other half of the Frost twins in Evan Frost, who won 21-4.
Frost doing a great job keeping that weight all on Rob and not really allowing him to navigate. Like, there's just so much pressure. Tight waist, keeping that arm pent up, looking for tilts. Yep, there he goes. Now he's gonna come back the other way. That's a beautiful transition right there. Got a 4 count. He's gonna have to let that go. Oh no, the ref gave him the 4 and he didn't even let it go. Oh, that was really good. Rob was able to escape because that was really good awareness. He gave the ref just a little bit. Goes one way, it's not there, comes back the other way right away. Boom. Kept that knee up high to the sky. If you're a kid at home watching, especially if you're Graham, keep that knee up high to the sky on your tilts, buddy.
7-0 in favor of Jacob Frost on the attack here early. Another takedown for Frost.
Yep, beautiful single right there. And then he starts climbing up the body really well. Man, shot right there from Rob. Oh, nice job. Frost able to just make them carry that weight. They just do a really good job of making their opponents carry that weight. Just takes, again, it just takes a ton of energy, especially on the edge of the mat, where it's like, if I build all the way up to here and we go out of bounds, but that's part of wrestling.
So obviously, so far we've seen 2 dominant performances to this point from both of the Frost brothers. What about these 2 makes them so talented and so hard to wrestle against?
I think they do a lot of things right. You know, they're engineering majors. They have a workman-like mindset. They get after it. They run hard, they lift hard, they wrestle hard. They were coached by my old college roommate, Ryak Finch, in Louisiana, as well as the Central College head coach, Landon Williams. But they just do things the right way. I think they were developed with the best years of their wrestling, hopefully coming between, the years of, 18 and, 25. And so they're able to do that. They just do things the right way, and gets to another single, looking for a trip.
And a late takedown there for Frost. He beats the buzzer.
And when you wrestle that hard, good things happen.
It'll be a tech fall in favor of Jacob Frost. So both the Frost brothers get tech falls, and here's the one that sealed it for Jacob.
Look at, and you thought he was coming one way, redirects his body, gets up to his feet, looks for that trip right there on the edge and keeps his feet in bounds. And then that's how you do it.
So dominance from both brothers. They give Iowa State 10 points in total. And so far the Cyclones 5-0. Here halfway through, 21-0 is your overall score. So 165 up here next. We talked about Munoz for a second. Go back to Munoz and talking about those wrestlers to watch earlier. Going back to that.
Yeah, we'll go back to that like in a bit. But like Connor Uten, this is one of my favorite guys to watch. Just when you talk about the Frost brothers, when you talk about Connor, I think he's just a very workmanlike person, character-wise. Just does things again just the right way that you would hope. Had an interaction with him where he wrote somebody a thank you note, and those things go a long way. You know, I'm a fundraiser, and I've had opportunities to write people thank you notes, and he's in on the leg right away, and he's up, moving those feet, looking to hook that leg and then pop that head out, looking to put his opponent in danger a little bit. But it's one of those things when you can show appreciation and gratitude to people, those things go a long way, you know?
So you had kind of mentioned, you know, with Uten missing a lot of last year, you said, you know, with that Cyclone invite, just kind of almost like a spark, you know, when he got to kind of unleash it and finally get back to it. What did you like, you know, particularly from his performance?
I liked everything.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you. I liked everything. He seemed really aggressive. He had some top 20 wins. Just like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And I'm not here. Nice shot across the body. Sneaks his head back up on the near side and is able to go collect both of those legs for another 3-point takedown. But he just seemed very composed. He wasn't there to save it for the last part of the match, you know? He was out there to go impose his will. And the thing is, he might get that year back from last year.
Yeah.
And so that would just make him a sophomore right now.
Yeah.
With, you know, this would be year one of, I think, probably 3. And so when you get someone like that and you get him healthy and bought in and just being able to move forward, like look at how he moves forward. He's moving forward while still trying to snap his opponent underneath him, looks for a post, and then he comes right back up and is snapping. He just wrestles with such a beautiful energy, I would say.
Yeah. Uten was one of 8 Cyclones that got crowned as champions in that Cyclone invite last weekend. Etchemandia, one of the others, along with Johnson, Zerbin, Gaitan, Dean, Elman, Bastida down the road. Iowa State had a very, very good weekend. 14 of them placed inside the top 4 of their bracket. So great early season performance.
Yeah, they got to, you know, that was one of the coolest things. They got to bring home the bacon.
Yeah.
There was a hat, wasn't a medal or anything. It was I guess you could say for some, an extremely practical gift. They got some bacon. Another shot, he's able to climb up and collect. And the Iowa State fans just seem to show great appreciation for a young man that goes out there and looks to score points and score them at any opportunity that they can get.
Yeah, the most takedowns we've seen from an Iowa State wrestler here so far tonight. 3 for Uten in the first as he leads 9-2 over top of Munoz. Munoz has qualified for the NCAA championships the last 2 seasons at the Division II level. He had a major decision victory in the Lopers opener.
And Munoz kept moving, which I can appreciate that. Like, he didn't stop moving. He might be a little bit outmatched right now, but he didn't stop moving. He's looking to get back up to his feet and continue to find his opportunity to get his points.
Taking a quick look at Uten. Scanning the mat as well before we get to the second. The first stoppage that we've had to look at a wrestler here tonight. But quick stoppage there as we head into the second. 7-point lead for Uten.
Yeah, showing just you see how intense he looked?
Yeah.
And the thing is, the beautiful thing about a lot of these weight classes for the Cyclones is they're all like, they're not fully finalized. They're being established. Right now, Uten is the front runner. He's done a beautiful job just kind of staking claim to this weight class. But at several of the weight class, the Cyclones have multiple guys that they believe could be able to keep their names in the conversation as the season transpires.
Yeah, there's shaping up to be a lot of competition. I mean, the Frost brothers will be interesting, like you said. Both would probably prefer to be lower in terms of the weight class than what they're at. And then it could be a nice battle between Frost and Pearson at 133. Obviously, Echmandia not wrestling tonight, but that would be a potential competition at 141 between him and the other Frost.
Well, that battle will be happening at 49, I believe, with Johnson and Frost. And so there's just a lot of excitement around Iowa State wrestling right now. The Lopers also are coming to wrestle. I think they're going to have some battles, and their lineup might look a little bit different as the season transpires as well. Uten in on another leg, and he's able to collect the second one for a 3-point takedown.
4 takedowns for Uten through a period and some change. And he's now got the riding time over a minute.
And he's got that near side leg in. He's going cross body. I don't think Munoz knows what to. He's feeling a lot of pressure right here on top, and he's getting spread out, which isn't good for him. He's going to want to turn that left hip down to try and free that leg up, but there's a lot of pressure right there. Figure 4 on the leg.
Uten will ride out the final seconds. 13-2 in favor of Uten. So you said you liked everything last week. Is that standing still here tonight?
This, like, in my personal bias, this is one of my favorite guys to watch, just because I know a little bit of like how he thinks and how he like approaches things, and he's just very focused on the mindset, and that's as much as you can have. Nice, he's looking for another attack. Oh, beautiful job by Munoz right there. Uten missed that one. He's focused on the mind, and as much talent as you can have or skills you can have, it's a lot of success from what I've seen in college wrestling has a lot to do with your willingness and your ability to suffer, as well as can you make the most out of these opportunities.
Right.
And I think he was doing that last year, and unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, he was injured, and now he's coming back, and it just seems like there's just a different intensity because, oh my gosh, nice ankle pick right there. Just a different appreciation, a gratitude, and excitement to just be out there. And sometimes you can miss when you're healthy all the time. And you love something, but sometimes it becomes more of a task than man, I get to do this. Like, if you can find that get to do this instead of I have to go do this, then I think it makes performing, showing up, preparing, and finding the wins in that a lot easier. Nice re-attack right there from Munoz. He's able to lock on the leg, but it looks like Uten's hips are extremely heavy. He's not going to be able to pull that in.
Nice takedown there coming up.
Snap. Oh, man. I don't think I had that in my arsenal. that was nice.
20 seconds remaining. Uten obviously trying to go for that tech fall, could get it with a takedown.
And he's going to work all 17 of these seconds. That's one thing I know about this young man is he's going to work all 17 seconds. He's from, he's from Ohio, what they call the Buckeye State. So if his family's listening at home, I would appreciate some Buckeyes, the chocolate with the peanut butter in them for the holidays again. Shout out to Charles. Oh, he's looking like it's going to be close.
They'll call it.
Congratulations to Munoz. I know it's like moral victories maybe don't feel as good, but he didn't stop competing.
Yeah.
And you can get a lot from those opportunities.
Iowa State continues to separate here tonight. A great showing from the Cyclones, but not lost any points in the team score as we head to the next set of weight classes. The Cyclones lead it 25-0 here in 8.
And MJ Gaetan aims Iowa by way of California. I'm excited to watch these two scrap. This is going to be a high-level matchup.
So we talked about Augie. He had a tech fall victory in his debut with the Lopers. 21-5 was the score there. So we said obviously he was the wrestler of the year at the JUCO level a season ago, but he was also a two-time national champ in 2024 and 2025. And last year he was undefeated versus JUCO opponents. So he makes the jump to D2, and he'll have a fun one with Gaetan coming up. Number 12 in his weight class. He's a two-time NCAA qualifier over the past couple of seasons and had a third-place finish at the Big 12 championship last year.
One of my buddies, Jay Graw, texted me. He said I could do ankle picks like that in high school. Nice takedown right there. Oh, my gosh, it looked like trouble. Oh! See, I get excited, man.
He predicted it. Fireworks were coming for 174, and they popped right out of the jump.
Like, these dudes both scrap. Like, they get after it. Look at that. And he's looking. He got the – no, nothing. See, these dudes are scrapping. Single leg right here. He's going to have to sit. Locked in between the legs. Look at that flexibility. You know what I mean? I'm not hitting the splits. Like, unless it was, like, in the, like, NCAA finals.
Right.
Match on the line.
When it's do or die, yeah.
But just great awearness.
The match 2 on the season, he's doing it.
Yeah.
It shows you his skill set.
Yes. U23 Asian freestyle champion, but has an array of skills. And Gaetan also has an array of skills. Comes from actually a jiu-jitsu background.
Okay.
Parents own a restaurant back home.
Both guys kind of deadlock right now.
Beautiful fakes happening in there. Oh, nice throw by right there, and nothing there. Gaetan in the overhook. Looking for a knee tap action right here. Not sure he has that. You see that left hand, he has that underhook, or he did anyways, but does a really good job from the ties. Getting to the front headlock, and a lot of happening in this hand fighting, right? Like, it might not, the points aren't being put up right now, but there's a lot happening in that hand fighting positioning. Even if it's just wearing on your opponent, because they're looking for a flyby again, and he's wrestling out of it. Just great mat awareness and spatial awareness. I'd like to see MJ, when he comes off that snap, go to a body lock, but I know Batsuri also has attacks from that overhook, underhook situation as well. So he definitely has to be aware, and he uses his whole body like you saw right there. He tried to use his feet to trip. And I think that's probably one of the coolest things about some of the development of wrestling. Like when I'm watching like the Instagram reels and some of the things that are happening is with the growth of mixed martial arts and everything, you're seeing wrestlers take things from judo, jiu-jitsu, all these different arts and bring it into wrestling.
So a very competitive first period there.
Looks for a duck, he steps over it, goes to sit. Looks like it's going to be trouble for Gaitan. He pops him through, almost goes to that like gator bacon cow catcher action, and no points out.
Yeah, and that was the opening 10 seconds of the period. They were not messing around. So 0-0, the first time we did not have any points from either side in the opening period.
The kids would say, Kyvan knows ball. I told you it was going to be fireworks.
Yeah.
Nice, looking for the slide by. Okay, let's see.
So second time the most action happens initially between these two. And Kyvan, what is it going to take for one of these two guys to break through? Obviously still a third period on deck, but they've been very even here so far.
For me, it's going to be the details, right? It's when you get to a leg, are you being efficient in your energy use? Are you getting to the corner? Are you getting it elevated off the ground? Obviously, Agi Batsuri showed us that he has great flexibility. Now, Gaitan goes and collects the takedown with a double leg, just a straight double, you know, and sometimes that's what it takes. And I think that's what the coaches have been looking to build with him. He has great funk, right? Great funk. And now they're like, hey, let's put some fundamentals with that, and then you mix it all together, you're going to be really hard to beat.
Yeah.
Now he's got that bar arm over on that left side.
Gaitan's starting to take a little bit of control here in the second. Watches that riding time go up. Now flipping over Batsuri.
Oh, he's looking for something right there, and it looks like he's gotten caught. There was a quick count. Looks for a snatch back, right? Batsuri looked to grab that leg and turn in. Almost got himself in trouble. This is a crucial 22 seconds right here. Can he get back to his feet? If he doesn't, Gaitan's gonna be over that minute of riding time.
Final 10 here. Gaitan's got him where he wants him for the final 5. That clock will continue to tick down, and it's over a minute of riding time for Gaitan as we head into the third. He gets 4 there in the second.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he chose stop. Like that's, he comes from a international freestyle background, has had some success at the senior and U23 level. So I wasn't gonna think he chose top right there. Shot right there, and he's looking to bring it through. Nothing. Great hips right there by Gaitan.
So what is the big advantage for Batsuri to do neutral?
I think it's just that's the position I'm most comfortable in.
Yeah.
Like Gaitan got the takedown, early. Batsuri got rode out, so that takes energy, right? So I'm comfortable at neutral. This is where I feel like is my best position to get myself back in the match. 2 takedowns puts me in a good situation. Gaitan's gonna have to be aware here. Yep, and he goes back to the leg, attacks Gaitan, and he looks for a roll through. Batsuri able to pull him through. Gaitan able to suck those legs in and collect it. Now he's looking for back points. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's looking for back points, and he's going to get the count. Izzy. Batsuri able to get off his back. Gaitan probably going to look to pour it on right here.
Up to 11. And essentially make it 12 with the riding time locked up.
He's looking for that kind of like suck back, sit through action. Now he's going to look. Oh. You're going to get a stall call right there, Gaitan. 10 seconds left. Takedown and back points. Gets him in tech fall territory. We'll see what he has left. Looks for a fake. Goes for a body lock. Let's see it, folks. Gets the takedown.
Puts it right at the buzzer. So, you're excited for 174. How'd you like it?
I thought Gaitan wrestled an amazing match. Batsuri showed that he has some ability, and it's just one of those things. You gotta the match, you know, was 7 minutes, so he's learning how to do that at the Division I and Division II level, and those moments are priceless. Like Coach Dalton Jensen said, you know, we bring these guys here for exposure, you know. We bring them here for exposure, and right now they're being exposed to the elements and aims, and although outside they're not very frosty or frigid,
yeah.
but in here, the Cyclones have been bringing a lot of intensity.
Yeah, you can see Big 12 wrestling coming up tomorrow. 18th ranked Oklahoma taking on Bucknell. So now on deck, it's 184. You've got Caden Hart, two-time NCAA qualifier in 2023 and 2024 from St. Peters, Missouri, taking on Isaac Dean. Dean, one of the 4 big transfers for Iowa State this season, coming way of Ryder. And for Dean, he was an NCAA qualifier last season and a MAC champion. So Iowa State, we talked about it early, but they took advantage of the transfer portal. They claimed 3 former All-Americans, Poulin, Zerbin, and Elam. Then you also have Dean, who, like we mentioned, a qualifier for the NCAA championships last season. So a lot of big boosts in terms of new bodies into the program, on top of getting guys like Echemendia back and Bastida back down the road. And, you know, Iowa State's gearing up for a big season here in 2025-26.
And that's what you want if you're a Cyclone fan. You want to see the Cyclones back on top. I know in 2 weeks they're going to have the Cyhawk duel here in Ames, Iowa again, and it's going to be back on ESPN. People are excited for that.
Yeah.
7 All-Americans in the Iowa State lineup, or 8? Is it 7? Okay,
yeah.
7.
7, which is the most since, to begin a season since 1983. So you know, it kind of talks about the level of talent on this roster.
Dean in on a beautiful shot. He's going to have to keep that elevated. Hart able to lock that up. Oh, nice. He's able to sneak that leg out. Dean, great mobility right there. Hart back up to his feet right away. Dean, a Jersey product. And he loves photography.
There you go.
Like, loves photography and videography. Oh, nice attack right there. Great hips from Hart. Dean able to build up, pops his head outside. Oh, showing some good mobility right there from Hart and mat awareness. But Dean able to still climb up and get that takedown.
Pair of takedowns for Dean here in the first. Didn't mention earlier, but he is ranked 9th in weight class 184. Dean, one of the 8 players who were champions at the Cyclone Invite last weekend.
Ooh, jeez. That was
Yeah.
a nice duck under to a low single.
Give Dean a trio of takedowns here in the first. Looking a lot like what Uten did.
The Bill Farrell champion and Marcus Coleman coming off the Bill Farrell invite for the Cyclone Regional Training Center, one of his training partners. Probably pretty pleased right now.
Yeah. 9-2 after one in favor of Dean and the Cyclones. And still to this point, the most competitive one was 133, 7-6. That went way of the freshman Carter Pearson. Outside of that, we have had two tech falls alongside 4 major decisions. And then obviously the lone decision between Arata and Pearson.
Dean up to his feet right away, gets that escape. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Like when I think about my time here at Iowa State, when I came in, David Zabriskie was still in the room training. John Reeder was still, was on the team, but he stayed through 2012. You had guys that had already done what you had planned to do to wrestle with. And so now when you have like the regional training center, nice shot right there from Dean again, looked to use his whole body, but that right arm got caught. Now he's looking to build up, goes back to the S grip. And he pulled that leg, and goodness gracious, that takes some strength. And he's using his whole body, gets the trip, and his headgear comes off. So he'll have to adjust that. But when you have those opportunities to work with a David Carr, who's in the regional training center, or a Rainieri Ortega, who's a world champion in the regional training center, or Marcus Coleman, who just came off a win against Parker Kekaisen at the Bill Farrell New York Athletic Club Invitational. When you have those partners in the room and you have a grad assistant like Lane Malchewski, who wrestled at Michigan State in the Big Ten, when you have people that can actively give you different feels and let you make you aware of your weaknesses, you got those type of people in the room with you, you have essentially no way not to get better.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like it can make all the difference in the world when those type of people are telling you, hey man, like, yeah, we've done this, we know what it looks like, we know what it feels like, trust us. Big lift in return right there from Isaac Dean, and let's go get this done.
13-3 for Dean. Under a minute to go in the second.
Nice straight double, but nothing's there. And he looks like he wrestles with a lot of like swagger. Does a good job running corners.
Another takedown for Dean in the final 10 seconds of the second.
Scoring at the end of the period will always be important. And it's good to get those reps in these types of matches, because come 2 weeks, Cyhawk Duel, you're going to have a highly touted freshman that's going to be coming in here looking to make some noise and continue on their career, and you're going to have to shut that down, right? And so these are moments that are, again, just preparation. It's preparation for the opportunities that are going to present themselves in March. But you prepare for those opportunities all off season, all year long.
Third period underway. Dean looking to get into that tech fall territory, very close, up by 13 right now. Excuse me, bring it down to 12.
Yeah, takedown. puts him in a tech fall. So I'm not sure if he's aware, but feet to back. Oh, got to keep that knee safe, brother. Straight shot right there. Boom. Showing some athleticism, tried to jump out of it, but that knee, look at the camera.
Yeah.
You saw the camera person? She was not liking that. Oh, my goodness. He disappeared right there.
There we go. Davis jumps on the or Dean, I should say, jumps on the opportunity. And 19-4 tech fall for him. Get a second look at the winner there.
Isaac Harry Houdin.
Yeah.
He disappeared right there on that last attack and was able to finalize that beautiful magic stick action. Training partner right next to you, like it's like a. For me, it wasn't my guy right next to me. Like that was Leland Weatherspoon, but it was my co-captain Michael Marino, and there was just a different level of accountability that he held me to. Like I remember we were at a duel one time or a tournament, and I was like, "Hey, good job!" Like he had won a match. He was like, "You don't gotta lie to me." I was like, "You're right. You wrestled you wrestled bad, man, but you figured it out." You know, like I appreciate that. And so those are the moments that I think about when you have 197-pounder Jackson Kinsella, right? And then you have Crew Howard, 285 pounds. Like, and these young men weren't magnificent recruits coming out, right? They were the kids that loved wrestling, were going to scrap hard, decided to go to UNK, and they've developed. They've been developed at UNK with Dalton Jensen and Andrew Sorensen and their staff, and they've stayed loyal to that. They've stayed loyal to that. And in today's world of college athletics, there's something that I love about that for these young men as well as these programs, because it's really easy to get caught up in the, oh man, I got to go do this, I got to do that. You know, some of the most notable alums for the University of Nebraska Kearney Lopers are guys like Tervel Delagnev, right? Olympian, Olympic medalist, world medalist, assistant coach at Nebraska Lincoln. He took second at the NCAA Division I championships last year. You also have Kamaru Usman, UFC world champion. And those are some of their most notable alum. And they've done an amazing job of just building that culture. Dalton Jensen was talking about how Kamaru was saying that he wanted to, you know, come back and connect with them. And I'm sure he probably does some recruiting for his MMA gym down in Killcliff, you know, trying to pull some of those guys. But I told Crew Howard, I'm like, hey, man, you got to come see me after. You know, we're trying to build an amazing gym here in Ames at Myriad. And so, like, knowing that you have somebody that's going to hold you accountable, hold you to a standard, it's going to push you each day in practice, like, hey, let's go get an extra lift, let's go get an extra run, let's go drill. You need those people in your life to hold you accountable and bring you to that next level. And so I'm excited to see how he competes. Great re-attack right there. Oh, these dudes are getting after it. I love it.
Yeah, certainly what you would expect from Kinsella. #1 ranked wrestler at 197. Both guys that you'll see coming up for the Lopers on the next two weight classes, both Iowa guys. Kinsella from Creston, two-time All-American with his time at UNK, taking on, like we said, CJ Carter. He's a JUCO champion in 2024 with the Reveres of Iowa Western. 9-7 record for him a season ago.
Carter's gonna have to close the distance. Kinsella, a little bit taller, a little bit longer. I'm interested to see if this goes down to the mat, what Kinsella can do. I'm pretty sure he's been a pretty prolific turner at the Division II level, and those things make a huge difference. When you can put someone on their back, you're typically going to be in a really good situation.
30 seconds to go here in the first. No points on either side. The only other match that we've had that was scoreless after one was at 174 between Augie Batshuri and MJ Gaitan, rather. There you go, buzzer will sound second time tonight, 0-0. So main takeaways there from that first period.
I thought there was great movement by Carter. I thought he was a little bit more aggressive in terms of trying to look for like faking and moving and those types of things. So I'm excited to see what Kinsella does from this bottom position, and if he gets that point early, what that'll look like in terms of just getting that confidence going. You know, I always like to be the first person to get a point on the board, whether the first period ended 0-0. If I was able to get a point on the board, it always felt pretty good, because it's like, okay, there's 1 point. How can I get another point?
Right.
How can I get to a leg? You know, just breaking down the match. Like, let me win this match in movements. You know, like, all right, I'm gonna put my hand here. I'm gonna move them here. Like, I'm gonna get to this leg. All right, I got to the leg. Can I get it up? Shelf it. You know, and just try to work that train.
Nothing lead here for Kinsella after the escape to begin this second period.
Yeah, and if I'm Carter, I want a nice reattack. And so the thing that's getting Carter in trouble right now is he's not taking full committal shots. It's like a half attack versus a full committal, and Kinsella's able to time it, and then he's reattacking it, and he's missing on them. But I think as things go on, you don't want to give your opponent that many opportunities to slow it down and get to those ankles, as sometimes it can be extremely costly.
Final 30 coming up here in the second. Carter still looking for his first point against D2's top-ranked Kinsella. Now down to the final 10.
And Kinsella's, he's stayed there. He stayed in the center. And he's expecting Carter to choose down.
So for the first time tonight, a Loper has taken the lead into the third and final period. This has certainly been the best opportunity for Nebraska Kearney to land some points here against number 6 Iowa State, but we're knotted up. Both guys got the escapes.
And this is where you got to go full on attack. Go get to your offense. Go get to your attack early. Don't wait for it to happen. And that's on both ends. That's Kinsella. That's Carter. You gotta find your attack and go get to it now.
Under a minute and a half. Just kind of a waiting game of who makes the first big move.
Yep. And that's the thing. You wanna bring the aggressiveness.
There's Carter going for it. Now a battle between these two.
Carter's showing some good athleticism, good mat awareness, but the shot right there was like he shot kind of to his butt. So if I'm Carter, I'm looking for a reattack. Kinsella hasn't shown us that he's gonna go get an attack, but he has shown that he will reattack. So I'm gonna want to fake, snap, try to get his hands to touch the mat, and then run a corner.
"30 seconds remain."
Because Kinsella's had about 4 opportunities on reattacks, and they've all been decently close.
Closing in on 15.
Looks for the sweep. Oh, he's looking around the corner. He's up to his feet. Nothing. Straight double.
Two guys deadlocked at ones.
Any point scores, that's a win. We'll see what happens here. Most of the initial attacks have come from Carter. Kinsella has shown great re-attacks, but straight, high C, gets to the leg. He's able to fend it off. I'd have liked to see a re-attack, right? Another attack, like a double attack right there from Carter. Cyclone crowd getting into it. They would like to see the ref maybe hit him for stalling. I'd like to see this match in with a takedown, personally, or some offensive points of some kind. Looks for the shot, and he gets hit for stalling. Nothing. Oh, my goodness, and he's looking to kick out. Oh, he's up to that leg. Great athleticism shown right here. Great. Where? Oh, he defends it. The crowd goes crazy.
Incredible battle by these two.
And I'd be looking for a straight post double right here. Oh, he looks for it. Nothing, doesn't drop. He's moving forward. Remember, Carter did just get a stall call. He's gonna have to circle right here. He looks for a throw by. Great throw by right there by Kinsella. Nothing happens.
Under 30 left. Still one apiece by these two. Escape from Kinsella.
Shot. And he got to the attack from Kinsella. That's the first full blown out attack I saw, but it was a beautiful attack. I thought it came at the right time. He wasn't able to collect on it. Time is winding down. And that is 10 minutes of wrestling right there, folks. Yeah. And there's been attacks. We just haven't seen points come from them.
Second look at that scramble there. And
he could have conceded right there. Nice, great balance, athleticism right there, but he gets his foot back down, and he looked to collect, and it wasn't going to be there anymore. Carter wrestling tough, showing great defensive awareness. Uh-oh, Kinsella up to his feet. Oh, goodness. So 4 second. Oh, man, Carter's gonna have to either go get a takedown.
He's got 15 seconds.
Because Carter's gonna start this next period down. Straight double, he gets to it, to the single. He's in on the leg, he's trying to get out of bounds. Gonna have to be careful here, short time, 3, 2, 1. Nothing, he's just scrapping. Yep, coach tells him, go neutral. All right, he gets to the leg. They're wrestling. He tells him go neutral. Okay, they're in on this scramble. Great job. He tells him, we're going to start neutral. Carter has to get a takedown. Has to get a shot right there from Kinsella. So he's not going to wait, and he's going to go collect. The match isn't over, though. I don't think they're going to go out of bounds, okay? Now the riding time is 1 second in front of Iowa State. If he can get out in 1 second and go down, it's going to be 5-5.
Yeah.
Okay? If he can get out in 1 second. If he can't, he's going to have to score more than the 4 points. Carter up to his feet. Kinsella looking for a mat return. And Kinsella looks like he's going to be able to come into Hilton Coliseum and put some points on the board for the UNK Lopers.
Just an unbelievable performance from him.
Yeah, just very poised.
Yeah.
Very poised. Did a great job using re-attacks. And when it looked like his back was against the wall, he went and attacked, got to the leg, built up, and went and collected the other leg for a 3-point takedown.
Great match between those two. Kinsella gets UNK on the board.
2 Iowa high school preps scrapping it out in Hilton Coliseum. And I'm pretty sure these young men knew each other from the high school days.
Yeah.
Great work to Kinsella.
So now at heavyweight, Crew Howard, one you were very looking forward to seeing Kyvan from Clarinda. He's ranked 2nd at that heavyweight spot, 28-2, his record from a season ago. 2-time All-American, at a 3rd place finish 2 seasons ago at the Division II NCAA Championships, and then 4th place last season. He'll be taking on McCray Haggerty at the heavyweight spot, 9-1 record for the sophomore out of Waverly, to close us down here tonight in Hilton. So obviously familiarity with Howard for you, Kyvan. What is the thing you are most looking forward to seeing out of Crew here to close it down?
Well, he has that long frame. You know, he's not short, and he's been developed, right? So I'm ready to see how he wrestles against a Division I heavyweight in McCray Haggerty. Haggerty coming from Waverly Shell Rock, a very historic program, especially over the last 20 years, and moved up to 197. Looking for a drag right there, Haggerty. But Crew, the thing that I think has really separated him is he's been able to put on like some size, like wrestled at 220 in college. Now looks like or in high school, and now he's walking around at probably about 240, 245, not carrying a lot of extra, but just learning how to navigate with that,
right,
with that strength and that power, and so has a good motor, snaps well, looks for angles. Oh yeah, we just got clarity. Carter and Kinsella were from the Hawkeye 10 conference, so
gotcha.
They definitely knew each other.
Familiarity
Shout out
for sure. Yeah.
Shout out to Brent Jennings, a legendary Osage high school coach, as well as Team Iowa coach. His son wrestled at Iowa State. One of them wrestled at Air Force.
Yeah, and you kind of saw between Kinsella and Carter after a longer time of just congratulating each other, or really Carter congratulating Kinsella. You can tell there was a huge amount of mutual respect, which, if you're going back to the high school days, then you definitely have that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I wanted to talk about, if we had an opportunity, was this Iowa State Cyclone recruiting class. They had some big signees yesterday that you can highlight. Number 1, they had Jake Miller out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, coming to us to Ames, Iowa. One of his coaches, Kyle Driscoll, a PFL heavyweight, or not heavyweight, 155-pound fighter, also running the kids club. Spent some time at American Kickboxing Academy out there in Gilroy with Daniel Cormier and all those guys that are in that UFC and MMA community. Then you got Valentin Papaduic from New Mexico, who signed yesterday. And then the big one, Kobe Merrill, the #1 heavyweight prospect, #8 overall recruit, California State champ last year. So 2024, you signed the California heavyweight state.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually the Iowa State champ, Daniel Herrera. And then this year, you signed Kobe Merrill. And Herrera just got off the U23 World Championships. took 5th place there, was close to becoming a U23 world bronze medalist. And so the room in Ames is really strengthening, and those opportunities are growing.
Second consecutive match here with no points scored in that first period, 3rd time tonight. And between Kinsella and Howard, those are certainly the Lopers' top 2 guys. Kinsella, like we said, #1 in Division II at 197. Howard, #2 in Division II in that heavyweight class. Both guys were winners in their season opener. Obviously, Kinsella grabbing his 2nd one. Howard trying to do the same.
Nice shot right there from Haggerty, looking to climb up, and it looks like he's gonna get it. Goes head inside, single, puts the head right on the inside of that knee, climbs up and gets that takedown. Great job.
Escape there for Howard to make it 3-2.
45 seconds remaining, 45 seconds.
Howard trying to make his move.
Sweep right there from Howard. Nothing there. And all these, you know, at heavyweight, a lot of these matches can be won in between that hand fight, you know,
Yeah.
like pulling on your opponent, making them react. That all takes energy.
Buzzer sounds on the 2nd. Haggerty will take a 1-point advantage into the 3rd. Ohio State leading 34-3 in the match. Obviously, the 3 points coming in 197 for the Lopers. A thrilling one between Kinsella and Carter. 5-1 the final in that one.
Another shot up. He's able to get that leg back. Cruz should be looking to run left. Nothing there. Haggerty has to be careful right here. He builds up. Beautiful awareness right there from Haggerty.
There goes Howard.
Yeah, he takes a beautiful shot. He's going to want to keep that hand above. Haggerty wrestling well. Locks up in between those legs. Cruz going to want to get to his left hip.
1 minute remaining, 1 minute.
Nothing there. He's going to want to, he's looking to build up. He's looking to step over. Haggerty's going to have to be careful here. Oh, great awareness right there. And he got those hips over top, and those look like some heavy hips. And we're going to go stalemate, 43 seconds. This is crucial right here. This is going to come down to that self-belief we talked about in those keys to victory.
Right.
That self-belief and that trust in the coaching staff. The coaching staff at UNK is saying, you got it, go get it. And they've asked them to do that a couple different times. And so that sweep single has been there for Crew, and he took it. And now it's Haggerty's opportunity to shut him down and finish with the go behind. And Crew, the pressure's on Crew to go figure out if he can go get it.
20 seconds for Howard to try and make a move.
Straight double, and he's looking to build. Oh my goodness. He got to the hips, nothing there. Haggerty able to, now he's looking for a snap down. Oh, he got up to his knees. He's looking to throw it by, he got to the leg. Man, I wish we'd have been doing this the whole time.
Right. 5 seconds here for Haggerty to try and fend off Howard. Howard's got to go quick. And that will do it. 3-2 decision victory there for Haggerty Now to the heavyweight spot.
Yes.
A couple of great ones to end it, but wrestler of the match, Kyvan, who is it for you?
Congratulations, McCray Haggerty. The wrestler of the match for me is going to be Jacob Frost, the Louisiana native. Did an amazing job. Wrestler of the duel. Comes and gets a takedown with 1 second left in that second period to just collect. And just a very workmanlike performance. So congratulations to Jacob Frost. Maybe we can get him a Frosty and an NIL deal from Wendy's.
Absolutely. So, again, incredible job there from Frost, as you saw. Iowa State, the victors, 37-3. Kyvan, any final thoughts before we go ahead and get out of here?
Final thoughts. Congratulations to the Cyclones, the UNK Lopers, their coaches brought them here to be exposed to that different type of competition. They got that. Now they get to go back and use that evidence to build towards a season that they want to have. And, you know, the Cyclones look like the Cyclones should look, I think, in this type of matchup. And now it's time to get ready for the Cy-Hawk duel. There'll be some competitions in between that, but that's going to be a major opportunity for the Cyclones.